My initiation into the world of Hyperdimension Neptunia was several years ago when I first got my very own PlayStation Vita. It was the idle raising game Hyperdimension Neptunia Producing Perfection. I played as Noir. I went through the entire game and lost. A bittersweet experience, but it was enough to get my foot into the Neptunia door, and I've been something of a fan ever since. Even if, like that one game, I haven't really completed or am all that good at the other games in the franchise. I still enjoy the characters, I enjoy the fourth wall breaking dialogue, and its overall fun factor. When I learned of the 2013 anime, I dove in with both feet. It was great, it was fun, and it was amazing. Unfortunately, time has an effect on everything. And this time around, rewatching Hyperdimension Neptunia, well, it wasn't as great as I remembered it. For a show that is only 12 episodes long with one OVA, it played like a series that should have been twice or even 3 times as long. Multiple arcs seem to be absolutely shoehorned in with brief moments of goddess angst sprinkled about. But in all truth, what I liked the most about the series was the parts that weren't really associated with any of the major arcs. They always worked best. When it wasn't an arc in the show, it was always something that insisted on going overly serious, brooding, and even quite dark. A complete contrast with the lighthearted segments that were in between. So, most of the time, the main story arcs were awkward and felt like a completely different anime series at times. To add to that, there were too many different arcs, which is why I said it feels like an anime that should have been much longer. And maybe then we could have had some time to relax between those jarring transitions to the hard-edged drama. As for the characters, I'm going to go on the record here as stating that my favorite characters are always going to be Noir and Neptune. I feel like the character tropes were also very, very heavy in this anime. Noir is obviously the tsundere, and Neptune is the moe and adorable airhead. But Vert is just shallow, essentially reduced to a walking and talking pair of boobs, and Blanc, there are just no words. Noir, as the typical tsundere, walks the fine line of asshole, but Blanc was just a straight up bitch. Unlikable, unrelatable, and mostly a nuisance in almost every scene she was in. Thankfully, she wasn't the focus in most of them, and her sisters did a good job of covering over most of the dislike I had for her. Speaking of the sisters, I have to give the team behind the anime props for getting them as much screen time as possible, but like before, it all comes down to time. This is a 12-episode series, and we've got 4 goddesses, 4 goddess sisters, supporting characters from the game, and multiple villains. The fact that it wasn't a remarkable mess was a miracle in and of itself. Time was definitely not kind to this anime. But despite all that, I'd say it was still rather enjoyable, even if it was riddled with tropes, cliches, and way too many annoyances. I would probably only recommend this to fans of the game franchise, and if you aren't at least somewhat in the know about it, then I'd have to suggest you pass on it completely. Hyperdimension Neptunia is a very weird anime. On one hand, I really like it, and on the other hand, it just is what it is. I think it suffers mostly from the fact that it's a single anime series based on a really great franchise with a lot of characters and a lot of character diversity, but just not enough time to really make it all work. Again, I think this is something that only fans of the game franchise would really love, and casual fans who don't really play those games wouldn't really like. So yeah, I watched Hyperdimension Neptunia the animation, and it just wasn't as great as I remember. But that's not to say that it's a terrible anime. I'd love to get your take on this though. What did you think of the Hyperdimension Neptunia series? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know all about it by heading to the comments and making it with some words. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, you know what to do. Hit that like button, and of course, if you are new, subscribe for more. If you'd like to see more videos like this one, you can do so by making sure that you hit the bell icon to be notified. And of course, if you'd like to support what we do, you can do so by becoming a member of the Patreon. I'll have a link in the description down below. Have an amazing day, everyone. Keep being awesome, and I will see you all in the next video.